Listen closely. Pause whatever else is happening around you, because this moment is not accidental. You did not click on this message out of curiosity, boredom, or coincidence. This is a summons. In the unseen realm, your name has been called, and you have been brought into awareness because a verdict has already been released. You are not here to defend yourself. You are not here to explain your past. You are here because a decision has been made in your favor. There has been a review, not a rushed glance, not a surface-level scan, a full examination. Every detail of your journey, every season you questioned, every attack that made you wonder if you were abandoned, all of it has been brought before the highest court. And the conclusion is clear. What you endured was not random. It was not normal resistance. It was not just life. It crossed legal boundaries in the spirit. Some of you have spent years trying to make sense of the pressure you were under. You told yourself to be strong. You told yourself not to complain. You told yourself that maybe you deserved it, or maybe God was teaching you something. But deep down, there was a quiet voice that kept asking, why does this feel excessive? Why does this feel personal? Why does it feel like the punishment doesn't match my obedience? That question was not rebellion. It was discernment. There is a difference between testing and violation. Testing refines you. Violation tries to erase you. Testing has limits. Violation ignores boundaries. And what you walked through went beyond refinement. It was an attempt to crush, silence, discredit, and exhaust you. The pressure was not proportional. The opposition was not fair. And heaven took notice. You need to hear this clearly. You are not the accused in this situation. You are the claimant. You are the one who was wronged. You are the one whose case has been heard. Too many people have been living with a subconscious sense of guilt, as if they are still on trial, still being evaluated, still waiting to see if they pass. But the trial you think you're in is already over, and you were not found lacking. God is not distant in this process. He is not a silent observer. He is simultaneously judge, witness, and advocate. As judge, he weighs righteously. As witness, he saw what no one else saw, the nights you cried alone, the battles you fought quietly, the integrity you kept when compromise would have been easier. As advocate, he speaks on your behalf, not based on emotion, but based on truth and record. There were things said about you that were false. There were judgments placed on you that were unfair. There were consequences you suffered that were never meant to be assigned to you. And while it looked like nothing was happening, while it seemed like the wrong doors were untouched and you were left to absorb the damage, a file was being built. Evidence was being gathered. The case was moving forward even when you felt stuck. This is why you could not walk away. This is why quitting never fully took hold. Even when you were tired, something in you knew there was more to the story. Something in you knew that what was happening was not just painful, it was unjust. And justice demands response. You are not weak for feeling wounded. You are not faithless for feeling overwhelmed. The intensity of the battle was not a reflection of your failure, it was a reflection of your value. What you carry required resistance, and the resistance exceeded its jurisdiction. That matters in the courts of heaven. Right now, something needs to shift in how you see yourself. You are not a confused believer trying to figure out why life was so hard. You are a claimant standing on the edge of resolution. The reason this message feels heavy and comforting at the same time is because truth does that. It validates what you couldn't explain and calms what you've been carrying. Let yourself exhale. You are not imagining it. You are not overreacting. You are not dramatic for thinking, this was too much. Heaven agrees with you. The case has already been reviewed, and the ruling did not go against you. This is the moment where the narrative changes. Not because circumstances have shifted yet, but because position has. You are no longer trying to survive the attack. You are being informed of the decision. And decisions in the spirit precede manifestations in the natural. Stay with me. What comes next is not about enduring more. It's about understanding what has already been authorized on your behalf. Now you need to understand why what is coming to you is larger than what was taken from you. This is where many people get stuck, because they are only believing for replacement, not recompense. Restoration brings you back to where you were. It replaces what was lost and repairs what was broken. That alone would be a miracle. But what you are stepping into goes beyond restoration. It is multiplied return, and the reason it is multiplied is because of intent. In any system of justice, intent matters. Accidents are handled one way. Malice is handled another. When harm is deliberate, prolonged, and excessive, the response escalates. What came against you was not a momentary disruption. It was sustained pressure, it was targeted, it was cruel, and it crossed boundaries. That is why the response is not equal. It is greater. The enemy overplayed his hand. He did not know when to stop. He did not stay within limits. What was meant to slow you down turned into a case against him. What was meant to drain you became evidence. The very length of the battle is the reason the outcome is heavier. If the resistance had been light, the return would be light. But the force was excessive, so the return must be excessive as well. This is how heaven responds when lines are crossed. God does not respond the same way to opposition as he does to violation. Testing is permitted. Abuse is not. Resistance is allowed. Destruction is not. And when the boundary is crossed, the response is no longer about teaching you endurance. It is about enforcing justice. This is why Scripture does not stop at simple restoration. There are laws in the Word that speak directly to multiplied return. When a thief is caught, he does not just give back what he took. He restores sevenfold. That means the loss is multiplied in your favor. The return is not symbolic, it is measurable. It is tangible. It is designed to make the offense costly to the offender. Sevenfold is not generosity, it is penalty, it is recompense. It is heaven saying, you went too far, and now you will pay for every layer of damage. That includes time, peace, momentum, confidence, and resources. This is why your breakthrough feels like it is carrying weight. It is not just relief, it is compensation. There is also a double portion assigned to shame. Shame is not just emotional pain. It is an attempt to lower your position. When shame is involved, restoration alone is not sufficient. Position must be corrected. Honor must be restored at a higher level than before. That is why the promise is double. Double does not mean excess for no reason. It means balance has been re-established at a higher elevation. This is where many people struggle. They ask, why would God give me more than I lost? The answer is simple. Because what you lost was not the full cost. What you lost was the visible part. What you endured included invisible damage, sleepless nights, anxiety, delayed growth, missed opportunities, emotional strain. Those things carry weight in the courts of heaven. Nothing you cried over was wasted. Every tear was documented. Every moment you held yourself together when you were breaking inside was recorded. Trauma is not dismissed in heaven. It is logged as evidence, and evidence determines outcome. This is why what is coming looks disproportionate. It is not a random blessing. It is a calculated response. It is not charity. It is transfer. Wealth, favor, access, and stability are being reassigned not as a gift but as payment. You are not being pitied. You are being compensated. You have to release the mindset that says you should only receive enough to recover. That mindset belongs to survival. What is coming belongs to justice. Justice does not aim to make you feel better. It aims to set things right. Your breakthrough is bigger than your loss because your loss was deeper than you realized. The return has to reach every layer the damage touched. That is why it feels overwhelming to even imagine. But heaven is not guessing. The amount has already been calculated. Let expectation rise, not desperation. Expectation. You are not hoping something good might happen. You are aligning with what has already been authorized. The same system that recorded your pain has released your return. You are not about to be restored to who you were. You are about to be elevated beyond where you were standing before the damage ever occurred. That is why this season does not look familiar. It is not going backward. It is going forward with weight. What comes next is not symbolic. It is practical, and it is on purpose. Now we move from understanding to enforcement. A verdict that is not enforced remains theoretical. Agreement is what activates execution. This is where many people hesitate, not because the decision isn't real, but because they are still identifying with the struggle instead of the outcome. You cannot receive as a survivor while thinking like a victim. You receive as a beneficiary. There must be a shift in how you see yourself. You are not waiting for something to happen. You are receiving what has already been released. Waiting posture says one day. Receiving posture says no. Heaven responds to alignment, not desperation. When your posture changes, your environment follows. Receiving requires capacity. This is not about worthiness. It is about space. If your expectations are small, large outcomes feel uncomfortable. If your thinking is limited, abundance feels threatening. Many people unknowingly block what they prayed for because it arrives larger than their belief system can hold. Expansion is not optional in this season. It is required. You have to let go of the mindset that says, "I'll just take whatever I can get." That mindset belongs to survival seasons. Justice seasons require boldness. When recompense is released, it is not negotiated down. Settling early feels safe, but it cuts off what was assigned. Do not agree to partial outcomes just because you are tired of waiting. Fatigue is not permission to settle. There will be moments where something smaller presents itself first, a quick fix, a temporary relief, a partial solution. Be discerning. Sometimes the enemy offers an early settlement to stop the full transfer. Do not silence your voice too soon. What is coming is not meant to quiet you. It is meant to elevate you. Expect sudden reversals, not slow improvement, sudden. Situations that have been stalled for years can resolve in days. Doors that were closed without explanation can open without apology. Favor does not need permission from resistance. When justice moves, it moves quickly. There will also be visible vindication. What was done in private will be corrected in public. Where your name was questioned, it will be clarified. Where your character was doubted, it will be honored. You are not being restored quietly. You are being repositioned visibly. Now you must participate. Agreement is not passive. It is vocal. It is intentional. It is aligned. I want you to stop scrolling, stop multitasking, and bring your focus here. If you can, place your hands open in front of you. This is not symbolic. This is posture. Speak this with me, not as a wish, but as acceptance. Righteous Father, I acknowledge your authority and your judgment. I thank you that you saw what I endured when no one else did. I agree with the verdict that has been released on my behalf. I step out of survival and into receiving. I renounce every mindset that tells me I should settle for less than what was assigned. I receive the full measure of recompense for what was taken from me. I receive restoration, multiplication, and elevation. I declare that delays are breaking, resistance is lifting, and favor is surrounding me. I accept sudden reversals, clear outcomes, and visible vindication. I align my heart, my mind, and my expectations with your decision. I am not waiting. I am receiving. It is done. Take a breath. Let that settle. That shift you feel is alignment. When your spirit agrees with heaven, things begin to move. Now seal this moment. Write in the comments, I receive the full measure. This is not for algorithm engagement. This is agreement. Your words matter. When you declare it, you participate in it. If this message is speaking to you, align yourself with a community that understands spiritual authority and justice. This channel exists for people who know their rights and refuse to live beneath what has been assigned to them. Subscribe not as a spectator, but as someone who is positioning themselves to stay aligned. Stay alert this week. Pay attention to unusual movement, unexpected conversations, sudden opportunities. Quick resolutions. Do not explain them away. Recognize them. This season is not about survival. It is about settlement. You are not leaving empty-handed. You are leaving compensated. Something has shifted. Walk like it.